We've created this brief video to help you better understand your auto insurance options. So let's start out with the basics. The first type of auto coverage is what's known as liability insurance. This coverage can help pay for the damage if you're legally responsible for accidentally injuring someone or damaging another vehicle or other property in an auto accident. Auto liability coverage falls into two categories. First, there's bodily injury liability. This provides coverage against lawsuits arising from medical expenses, pain and suffering, lost wages, and other special damages from an accident. The second category is property damage liability. This provides coverage against lawsuits arising from damaged property. Both of these are mandatory for all vehicles that are registered and plated for road use in Ontario. In Ontario, the minimum limit of liability coverage is $200,000. We feel that this limit is not adequate coverage, so many of our clients carry a limit of $1 million or $2 million liability protection on their auto policy. Higher limits are also available. Another important consideration when choosing the limit of liability coverage you need is to remember that you can be sued for whatever amount the injured person chooses. So one last point about liability insurance, because this seems to cause a bit of confusion for people. Liability insurance only pays for the other person's injuries and damages to their vehicle. This coverage does not cover you for your injuries or any damage to your vehicle. We will now review coverages for personal losses such as these. Let's talk about uninsured automobile coverage. This type of coverage is in place to protect you if you are injured or killed by an uninsured motorist or by a hit-and-run driver. It also covers damage to your automobile caused by an uninsured motorist. That's right. Uninsured automobile coverage acts like the other driver's insurance and addresses your injuries and property damages up to the limit of your uninsured automobile coverage. So you may be asking yourself, why is it a good idea to have uninsured automobile coverage when it is mandatory for all drivers to have insurance? Well, the answer is simple. On average, 15% of drivers have no insurance, and another 30% don't have enough. So that's why uninsured automobile coverage is a great way to make sure that you and your family have coverage in place, even if the other driver has little to no insurance. The next type of coverage is direct compensation property damage. This type of insurance pays for the damage to your vehicle resulting from an accident where you are not at fault and the other vehicle involved in the accident has valid liability insurance in Ontario. This coverage is mandatory in Ontario. The next type of coverage is accident benefits. Standard accident benefits coverage can help pay for many medical and other expenses that arise in the event of an accident. It can also provide coverage for you or a family member when riding in someone else's vehicle. There are many options to increase these accident benefits. For many people, the standard accident benefits are just not enough, and optional increased accident benefits offer better protection. The next series of coverages aren't required by law, but as we review these, you'll see how each of these coverages can be very important to protecting you and your valuables. First, let's talk about what's known as comprehensive coverage. This type of coverage protects you from losses that result from fire, theft, falling objects, riots, storms, floods, and impact with a bird or animal. Comprehensive coverage also provides coverage for the theft of your vehicle, damage by attempted theft, and vandalism. Another way to think of comprehensive insurance is that it applies when there's no other vehicle involved. It's important to note that comprehensive coverage is normally required if your vehicle is leased or financed. The next type of coverage is collision coverage. This type of insurance pays for the damage to your vehicle resulting from an accident where you are at fault. Having collision coverage will make sure the damage to your vehicle is looked after in a timely manner. Like comprehensive coverage, collision coverage is normally required if your vehicle is leased or financed. One consideration for both comprehensive and collision coverage is your deductible. Generally speaking, the higher the deductible, the lower your premium will be. The deductible is the amount of coverage you self-insure for. That's why you choose this deductible amount. The next coverage option is for loss of use, or this is sometimes called rental coverage. This coverage can help you cover rental car costs or other costs for transportation when your car is inoperable due to a covered claim. Most carriers offer different levels of daily limits and overall maximum coverage levels for you to choose from. The next coverage option is waiver of depreciation. This coverage will help you replace your new vehicle in the event of a total loss to the vehicle or the theft of the vehicle. What this coverage does is pay the original purchase price to fully replace the vehicle following a loss. This coverage is available when you have bought the car new. Without this coverage, the insurance company will only pay the depreciated value of the vehicle in the event of a claim. The next coverage option is liability for damage to non-owned automobiles. This coverage sounds difficult, but the idea is simple. This coverage allows for the coverage you have on your insurance policy to be transferred to a vehicle that you rent. For example, this coverage would come into play should you rent a vehicle while you're on vacation. It is important to note that only coverage that you have on your vehicle will transfer over to the rental, and the coverage is only valid in Canada and the U.S. The next coverage option is accident forgiveness. This coverage has many names, but the function is the same. This coverage protects your driving record with the insurance company in the event of an at-fault accident. Another consideration to take with this coverage is that it can also provide some protection should accident forgiveness be in place and a second at-fault accident occurs. This can keep you from being non-renewed with some insurance companies, which can save you from having to find high-risk insurance, which can be very expensive. So I hope we've helped answer some questions you may have had regarding your auto insurance coverage options. Contact us today so that we can help you make informed decisions in choosing the right coverage to protect you and your family.